Listen, if you're tired not getting any sales or generating more leads, this video is for you. Because today I'm going to break down three simple methods, three triple A's that most successful people and most multi-millionaire already did it. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing we need to know is, what is triple A? Triple A is a combination of acknowledge, associate, and ask. So triple A is always used when we want to object something. That's mean when the customer or the client object us, we can use the word reframing, to actually ask the question about the question. Because, for example, if the question, as we are currently, for example, I am a coach and I have below me a coach that sells my course. So when the person or the client came, they said, hey, how many certificate that your coach have? And if we say something that, for example, we say we have a A certificate, they probably will say, oh, I thought you have D certificate. So they will become a judge, and the process to get that client is below to none. So the reframing is one of the best, yet the most important thing if we want to actually get that client. Because when because the client don't know if they want the sales, is actually make the client feels like they need this right now. For example, they need this course, but they don't trust themselves in order to get that course. So they put on so much objection. So we as a salesperson, we value them first, and then we value sales. Obviously, we value them, we drag them to buy or to purchase, to make them a better man or a better person in the future. Because if they stuck at the current situation, because if they stuck at the same situation, a combination of that bad things can make the result more worse. So if they don't buy, if we don't appeal to them to buy, the situation might even worse than if he or she try to buy. So that's the thing. So this reframe is make sure that they get to trust our product, to make sure that they have the best of the best life. So back to the question, when they say, oh, how many certificate that you have, we ask the question, we ask the objection about the objection. So what kind of certificate that you want? But so they might say like, oh, I thought certificate B was better. We don't think we don't have that at the moment, because we think that's not the best. So we have this instead, because we already analyzed that thing to make sure that it was best of the best. So that's the certificate that we had, right? We reframe that objection to make sure that he or she is still in our sales. Biggest things that I learned in sales, and some of the top tier salesperson, for example, like Hormozy, the person who asking question is always in control. Do you realize that some of the movie that say, oh, I'm in control.
Do yourself a favor and shut the fuck up.
I'm asking question. Yeah, just like that. because the person who asking question is always in control of the situation. So when you salesperson, you need to ask question about 80% of the sales, so to make sure that that client not cross the bar, right? Method is going like this. We have acknowledge, associate, and ask. This AAA method is one of yet the most, when I say the most, is the most important thing in sales, because if your outreach is great, if your this is great, but at the end of the day when people say I want to think about it, you don't know how to reframe it, you lost the sale, you lost the entire sales. But you know how to reframe that, because like I said, the person who in charge, the person who had full power is always asking question. 80% of the moment you need to ask them a question. So if you don't ask them a question, or you be on the defense, they ask you the question and they don't have, and they the one who hold the sword, we the one who hold the shield. So we don't want that. So if we got that in the trouble, if we got that trouble, they hold the sword, we hold the shield. The shields also can make a serious damage. So that's when we use this AAA method: acknowledge, associate, and ask. Because we want to reframe it. So how? This time I'll give you an example for the certificates. So right now, if we use the common objections. For example, I need to talk to my spouse first. Oh, I totally understand. That's me. I totally understand, because I just remember about Ray. Ray also had to talk to their spouse, and funnily enough, that their spouse love it. And you know what? They become the best of the best customer that we had 6 years ago, and right now still is our customer, because they believe in what we do. So let me ask you something. Did your spouse love to train or to work out regularly? How about you? You see that? You just reframe that sales. If you just said like, oh, I need to talk to my spouse first, and you say, oh, alright, okay, thank you for coming, you lost the entire sales, man. You lost the entire sales. But you reframe it. Now you hold the sword. Right. This is one of the most powerful reframe. So now, part, and one of the most important part, is how you want to associate person to make sure they still in the sales. So right now, if you want to associate person, if you want to use associate, there is a 3 simple method. The first method is you associate with the best customer that you had. Associate with the person who have a great result, like I said I said in the last clip. And second of all, you associate with a person you just direct. Like you said, like, I need to think about it. Oh, awesome. What's all the things that you want to think about? You keep the conversation going, because the conversation, when you ask that conversation, when you ask that question, you control the game. You know what I'm saying? When you ask that question, what do you want to think about? I want to think about the price. What's type of the price that you think it's worth? Still keep in conversation, and maybe I think it's still worth. For example, your course is a little bit expensive for me. do you have some affordable price, or what's your typical budget? So right now, that second, that moment, you keep on going the conversation, and the chance you get that person is high, right? So that being said, that's the sales of the day. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and probably enough, as I talking right here, I'm just a new man in business, a new boy in sales. And if there is any things that I need to improve, you guys can leave that comments below, right? Because like I said, I'm a human, right? So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.